Welcome back. We are on day 10. How does this even happen? Time sure flies when we're having fun. But we are on day 10 of our GEMS project, which means you should be opening up your art journal. And if you haven't already been photographing those different things that we need to turn in, yeah, now's the time to do that. It's definitely the last official day of the project. Of course, if you're not quite done, today is kind of a bonus day too, right? We can still wrap up any loose ends, get that all finished up before we photograph it and turn it in. If you're not quite done, remember my suggestion is always like when you're getting, I'd say anything past like half, like let's be photographing these things so that if something happens, at least you can show me where you left off before it got thrown out or before the dog ate it or whatever happens to it, because at least you can get some of those points. And then if you want to continue working on a new one, you know, you can get those points back eventually. But at least in the meantime, it's not a 0, which really hurts our grade. We don't want that. Anyway, open up your art journal. Go to our entry for color pencil gems, and we need a total of 3 photographs in here. By now, you probably have your favorite ways. Of course, the easiest would be to do that insert image, and then just make it, see, is it gonna go bigger? Maybe not, I don't know. All right, but insert would be a couple over from file, insert, image, and camera is going to be the fastest way. Our device cameras are often not the best quality, so if you decide you want to use like a phone and upload it into your Google Drive and screenshot it from there, or grab it from email it to yourself and then open it up in there and screenshot it or copy and paste it. However you want to do it. It does not really matter to me. What matters to me is that you get these photos in there. So the 3 photos that we need are going to be your pearls. So it's going to have your blue, your pink, your black, pearl. So that's photo number 1. Photo number 2 is the first gem that you created. Photo number 3 is going to be the second gem you created. And once again, they should be different, right? Like, shouldn't be the same cut or angle or anything like that. And it can definitely be different colors too. So those are our 3 images that we have to have in order to get full points. Now, if you've done any extra credit along the way, don't forget to be adding that in there too, because technically this middle section is worth 20 points, but you could get up to 25 points in that middle section by having done extra credit, whether you've done, you know, another gem or the same gem. Well, I guess it's still another gem. The same gem, but just maybe from a different angle, but it's the same color, or maybe you've done a gem that is not symmetrical. You've done something totally different, or like you've done something like an opal where it's not really, you know, a gem with all these facets, but you still wanted to do that. Like, there's so many options. As long as it's gem related, you're using your color pencils to show us that you're understanding color gradients and, you know, how to do the shading and all that good stuff. Yes, I'm going to give you some extra points for extending your learning, and congratulations. Get that on in there. So that's 20 or 25 with extra credit out of the 40 points. But as you're probably like, wait, hold on. Even if it's 25 out of 40, like that's still, you know, not the best grade ever. So where are we getting the other 20 points? Well, that's from the rest of our art journal. So just as a reminder, let's not forget about the rest of it. Up top is where we're going to be adding in our time. That top row is all about the in-class time. The bottom row is our out-of-class time. So it should be 5 hours if you came every day in class, 5 hours if you're working your half hour on average each day out of class. And of course, you know, just like you're seeing in mine, like some days it was 15 minutes out of class. Sometimes it was 40 or 45 minutes out of class. So it's going to vary depending on what actually happened. But add it all up, all the way over to the right hand side, it says time spent, and that is going to be the total time spent between the in and out of class time, and that goal is going to be 10 hours or the equivalent of 600 minutes, right? Add it up. If you forget to add it up, you lose that point. That'd be a silly way to lose a point. So remember, you can use calculators. This is not math class. Calculators are okay. Go ahead and add that time up, and that's worth up to 10 points. If you're worried because you only got 3 hours outside of class and the 5 hours in class, and now it's only 8 hours and it's not the 10 hours that Mrs. Stenson said that we needed, don't worry. Okay, okay, so if we get, let's say, a 38 out of 40, or maybe you did extra credit, and so you got 5 extra credit points, and now you're at a 43 out of 40, all those are great grades. Even if you literally did not a single minute outside of class time, but you came to class, you're still getting a 35 out of 40. And I want you to just imagine, you guys, in any of your classes, like, if you literally did no homework, I mean, are we normally getting a B for doing 0 homework outside of class? Typically not, right? But in this class, you could, right? Like, as long as you're getting your work done during class time, even without going outside of class at all, you still could get that 35 out of 40, and that's still a real good grade. In fact, you could even still get a 40 out of 40 if you did the extra credit. I don't know how you would get all that done during class time, but if you did somehow, like, it is possible. So anyway, just throwing that, add up your time. Moral of that story. The last 10 points then comes right down here. So on this particular one, you can see there's the couple of questions. They're worth 5 points each. And just make sure you're thoroughly answering them. I have noticed that some of us have gotten a little bit like, I don't know if I want to use the word lazy, but like a little like lackluster about answering the questions and not fully answering them. Like, for example, I don't know, in one of them, it was something about like what colors you use, and somebody answered like the colors on the screen. I'm like, okay, well, I can see what can you tell me what colors you use? So like, anyway, so just make sure you're thoroughly answering is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to make sure you understand what you're saying as you answer it. So question number 1, in your own words, explain what a color gradient is. We've done so many of them, not just in this project, other projects too. But like, so think of what we've been doing with those pearls and those gems. What is that color gradient, and what's some things you should know when making one? Like, what strategies are you using? What have we talked about like throughout this project and before that even? And then, of course, always the last question: what was your favorite part of this project, or what do you think could be improved? How did you grow as a student and artist? Once you've got this done, all 3 parts, let's come on in to Buzz. And this will be on your to-do list now, but otherwise you can also go into our class and go ahead and scroll on down until you see the gems turn in. To turn it in, just one more reminder, you are not turning in your pictures. Please don't just turn in your pictures. We already covered this. These are only worth 20 points out of 40. So if you're only turning in your photos, you're failing, right? Like, that's a failing grade. 20 out of 40 is 50%. You want to turn in your art journal. Click here where it says Google File. Find your art journal. You were just in there. It should be real easy to find in your Google Drive. It should be like right at the top of your recents. So put your Google File, your art journal in there. I can't click this button. See, look. I'm clicking it. It's not working because I'm a teacher, but you're a student. So you should be able to click that. Find your art journal. Once you've got that done, go ahead on over all the way to the right-hand side and hit Submit My Work. It's one of my favorite days ever. It's turn-in day. Not only is it the excitement of me getting to see your work, but also the excitement of, we're going to be starting another project too. So that's always fun as well. And I am looking forward to that. And then, of course, a final reminder we don't want to forget about. Also, if you want to add it to the Art Hall of Fame, that's going to be an option as well. So let me grab, well, it's thinking. We'll get you the link. We're going to get you the link to the Hall of Fame. It's in our Art Hub. It's in our slides. It's all over the place. But I'll throw it in the chat box as well. And it's going to look something kind of like this. And of course, you want to claim your frame by putting in your name. Please do remember that although I don't necessarily downgrade if your photo quality isn't good in your art journal, if you want your artwork to make it to the end of the year art show for RVA, photo quality does matter for that. So if that's not a priority of yours, you can, if your photo's blurry or it's dark or it's grainy, that's okay. But if you want it to potentially make it into the end of the year art show, just make sure that we do get that nice, clear photo, that it's zoomed in appropriately, but not so far that we can't like see everything, that it's, not like super, super dark. Like, I don't know if you can tell, the lighting on me right now is terrible. So we wouldn't want that, right? So having that nice neutral lighting, what I usually do is set my artwork near a window so it's got that natural light, not this artificial light like you're seeing on me right now. So that nice natural light, but it's not like directly in the sunlight where it's like washed out because it's so bright. And then just once again making sure that we're taking a nice like straight on angle of the image and get that on into the holo frame as well. And make sure, of course, you put your name at the bottom of the frame as well as you're claiming it. Okay? Once again, this part is optional, but if you want to share with your RVA family, we all do love to see it. So have fun finishing up, wrapping up all those loose ends, and getting your artwork submitted into Buzz and potentially into the holo frame as well. We'll see you next time.